Hi, good morning, everybody. This is Mr. Bureau. Today we're going to talk about creating a logo using your Photoshop program. Very simple, very easy. You can do it one of a number of different ways. In this session, what I'm going to show you quickly is using the pen tool to create some different things that you're doing. As you see here, I started creating my logo using my initials, TB, okay, Thomas Bureau. As you can see, the B is over here. Here's the T. Looks like a propeller, but at least that gives it some flair. How did I get there? And what is this grid on here? Okay. So the question becomes, how do you do that? Well, it's really, really easy. So we're going to start off by going File, New. Okay. So go to a new, stick with the default program. Okay. And click on Create. Now you notice my grid already came up. That's okay. If yours doesn't, you don't want to use it, you don't need to. It's really, really easy to do it. Okay. But first of all, what are we going to use? Well, we've got a couple of tools that we're going to use. We're going to use the shape tool. Okay. You got all of these tools right here. These are your shapes that you can use. You're going to use the pen tool. This guy right here. All right. And did everybody see what I just did? When it's highlighted, I click on this one to show that it's using just the elliptical or the circle. If I right click on my mouse, okay, meaning when I'm holding onto my mouse here, and I simply click on this side of the wheel, that's your right click. Okay. Everybody knows that. Good. Okay. I'm simply going to right click on the tool and I get a shortcut menu of other items that are under that same tool. And you can see here, there's other shapes. So if you don't want the circular tool, you can use any one of these other shapes that you want. Okay, we're going to use that one. We're going to use the pen tool. Okay, which one was the pen tool? Well, let's find it one more time. Where to go? It is sitting, and see, it keeps asking me. Now the pen tool is right here. So I click on this one. When I right click on it, you'll notice that I've got a couple of options again. All right. So I've got a pen, a freeform, a curvature. Okay. So you have three different options to use when you're creating your object. So you can decide what you want to do, right? Now let's get started on it. How do you want to create your shape? All right. Where did I go to get this? So I just went to, I think it was View and Show, and I clicked on Grid. Okay, everybody see where that's at? View, Show, Grid. Now you're where you can see the grid pattern. This is if you really want to line it up and get really technical on your detail on where everything's lined up. It's asymmetrical, all that stuff. If you're not worried about it and you don't want it, then don't put it on there. All you're going to do, View, Show. Where did my show go? Okay. Go to Show and just click it off and grids goes away. Now you can work just a blank form and do what you want. It's entirely up to you. Now you can use the text tool if you choose to go that route, and you notice there's a different versions you can go with. So if I decide I want to use a text tool, I can do that. Now you'll notice that it does fill. If you use the text tool, there is text preloaded in it. So you just need to backspace or delete to get rid of all that extra text. Now you can jump up into the menu. Here's where you got things going on. Up here at the top, you have your main menu. Okay, that's your main menu. These are the top menu items to get you through to different things. To work on just your text box that you have selected right now, you have these options right here. These are the properties for your text box. A, what text are you going to use? And as you notice, you can see all the samples of the different texts that are available to you. And as you can see, they give us a ton of text. So you've got a great chance of working with something. How do you want it to look? Okay, it's regular. How big do you want it? The font size? You know, are you going to have it sharp, crisp, smooth? What do you want to do? It's up to you. And then you can actually choose color. Okay, so I'm just going to do this for now. Just say T and B. Fair enough. So now I've got my letters. Now, if I want to get really technical, I could do a number of different things. I could select them, rasterize them, and then be able to just work with each one. Or I could just create two separate text boxes, and then you have two boxes that you can work around. You can connect them together. You can do some things to it that you want to do. It's entirely up to you. Now, with the box selected, okay, if you want to add some, a little variety to it, you can do that. It's up to you. Okay. There's my letters. I'm going to push it over a little bit so that I've got them somewhat connected together. Okay. So now this is going to be kind of my logo. Now I'd really like to be able to get them closer together, maybe do a little bit of overlapping, maybe the T and the B, simply just rasterize them. So I would just do the selection tool here, select the object, okay? And then what do I want to do? I want to rasterize, okay? So how do I go about doing that? Well, I could rasterize in a number of different ways and make it work, okay? The easiest way is just create two separate text boxes with your text in them, and we go that route and then play around. Okay. Now you're gonna add a shape to it if you'd like to. Here's your shape tool. Okay, you have the rectangular shape if you want to do that. You can add, now if you want to do anything in your shape, okay, you want to change the color of it, again, come up here to the top to the property of the shape. Now you're only for the property of the shape. That's it. Okay, you can change the colors of that one, all right, or have nothing. It's up to you. You can give it a outline around it if you want to do that. So, and you can choose how big or small you want the outline to be. If you want it thinner, you can make it thinner. You can make it thicker. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. And then you'll be able to rotate the silly thing if you really want to go crazy. So you can change this, what kind of line you want. You can do different things. Okay. So play around with that if that's where you want to go. So that will get you started going into creating your logo. All right. Questions? Ask your instructor. Guys, have a great day.